pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everybody. Good morning. I move we accept the minutes for January 3rd, 2023. Any public comment? We're about 2 minutes early, so. Name's none, all in favor. Aye. Right. Sorry, I thought I had joined Zoom and I didn't. You're not on. I'm in there. Waiting.
We'll leave that one there. That one's for your later. Okay.
How much snow did you get last night? It was Drummond got about over an inch. Yeah. Lena has a comment or a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Like a
Yes, thumbs up.
shaking thumbs up.
Sorry, Lena, I thought you had a comment. All right, we are 2 minutes early. Okay, we're gonna go into correspondence. The first one from Perry Aaron. It's a BLM. They're trying to do a Garnet Forest project. Rods make criticism. They're trying to do some logging up around the Garnet range down north of here. And I've gone to the couple of these meetings before. And they're on the right, but then when you get there, we got so many people there against it. You never get nothing done. That's not a big one, but I hope this can go through because there's like 147 acres, maybe, you know, give somebody some work or, you know, BLM needs to start doing a little bit more up and around there. Cause they're gonna be coming in asking us to blade the road or see it will help. We did it once before. And I don't know, we just gotta sit down with Maria, you know her. Years. Maria. She's one of the bosses at BLM. Which road? the Garnett Range Road, and then it goes back over, this one's going further down into. Some of this is in Missouri County too. So. It's I'd like to see some stuff happen up there, but right away, if there's so many people against it. That this would be something you and I on this new board bring to the attention that. Why, I mean, every time we get something in on there, sitting here, council, they're gonna do this and do that with the new people, well, right here. This is one of the things.
Yeah, all I do.
You know what I'm saying?
All I do is talk.
And that, yeah, so hopefully that maybe you guys being on the board and push it a little bit. You know, the support, do it. There's links that you can get into in there and look up.
So they haul down our way.
They could, they'd go on that one side, it looked like they might come out cave walls around there, not the steep part, but around where we logged there before on that. BLM piece, that was 5 years ago, Eagle started had it, they brought it down. On the way. Cause they put so much new pavement and stuff on the Garnett on the other side, they don't wanna tear that up, so they can use the dirt. They're hauling logs out of there right now, out of their logs. I have people call and wonder what's going on, well, they're doing that fire already, that Anderson fire, they got right on it. You know, that's cool.
The state,
BLM
state,
and state.
we're logging that.
I don't know who they are. I don't know, I think they're out of Veterans, but it's. I thought it was a good deal, at least they got on it.
Yeah.
One thing on that piece of correspondence, Erin Carey wanted to try to come in today, but she's out of town. So she's going to come in next week and give you guys a presentation on that project. But there is an ending of the public comment period for that project on January 15th. So, excuse me, if you guys have any public comments that you want to submit before then, she said she can be reached by email. If there's anything you want to submit for the public comment.
That's one of the bad things that everybody seems to wait till the last minute and puts us in a predicament. We don't really get time to study it to say. I mean, I'm going in and doing it, but until they explain, maybe there's something we're like, nah. You know, because it's gonna be using our roads and stuff. It'd be nice to know about before we give them a letter of support. I guess that's just my.
No, you're 100% correct.
Okay, the next one's from Mako. Registration is open for Mako Midwinter Conference. It's February 20th to 23rd in Helena.
Any comment on that? Are you going?
I think about it, it's my birthday and I had something, I was gonna go to Florida, so I'll see if the ticket, I'll know this next week. I'm gonna go to Florida.
You
Guy
need to
comes
register.
over here, help him, and that he wants me to come down to the station and make it for a week. It's all paid for. So I'll know here next week. I just had to throw that out again.
I ain't no sense me going or nothing. You always sit there. Say something there.
And then the next one is from Jody Cutler. And it's a Happy New Year. Wanted to let you know that there'll be 2 opportunities to attend a local work group meeting to help identify the top conservation priorities and projects for the future, the NRCS and USDA projects. If you have any questions, contact Austin Allen at the local office. That must be the new one they hired. Austin,
No, I haven't.
because we gave them that money there, so they could hire. That must. I wonder if that's through here. There's a shot.
That's that Kaylee for the watershed coordinator. Remember she was in here when you talked about the solid waste thing?
Oh,
Kaylee Riley, I think is who they hired. I'm not certain who that.
righty. Is there any comments on the correspondence?
Nope.
Means none, we'll go ahead into public comment.
Did that go with something? It's on the bottom of that.
Oh, I thought it was, sorry. Do we still have one more correspondence from the Beaverhead National Forest timber sale activity?
Morning.
Right.
This here is a given,
Staples. Resignation.
this here is given,
Hiring. I wasn't exactly calling her, sorry.
this is a logging going on in the Dillon District of Wise River, just telling what's going on in some of the places that there's some logging. going on.
But we don't have any here.
Right now, well, I think that Willow could on the. Yes, there was one with this, Upper Willow Selby. And Candy and Sam Hoes want to get a hold of. So there is that one,
Who's logging that?
Candy. And this is, would this be a correspondence?
What is
It's a
it?
Personal,
He's resident, I would put it in
not
correspondence,
right.
I would just receive it and I'll file it,
it's by the.
yeah. You do have a public comment from Elena when you're prepared.
Go ahead, Elena.
Okay, thank you. Again, Elena Gagliano for the record. I don't know what you're on, the correspondence. I tried to raise my hand for that, or you're on public comment. It really doesn't matter, I don't think. All 44 pages of the correspondence was put up yesterday. And I don't know if you people kind of read it. I'm looking at it online and it wasn't read, you know, consecutively the way it was posted online. Some of the pages are upside down. And number of whatever the correspondence is, I heard, I don't know what it's about. Well, why don't you put it on the agenda so there's a discussion about it? And then you can ask these people to show up and explain it. Correspondence, again, is just to discuss what you have and take an action on it. Either put it on the agenda or thank the person with a letter, whatever. And I didn't catch about the Mako invitation or conference. Are you going to discuss that on the agenda? Who's going to go, or what's the story with that one? Personally, I think all three of you should go. Anyway, I think that's about it. Oh, and the minutes that were approved from last week, I assume that's going to be put up later on today or tomorrow, because I'm interested in seeing it. Since I did make a lot of comments last week, and it's very important, and a lot of it will still hold true this week, but I won't sound like a broken record. Thank you.
You talk about him and Billy said that he's gonna come in and get on the agenda. Any other public comment? Still got 5 minutes. And great. Yeah.
Morning.
Morning, Blaine.
Get some new glasses.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I
Thanks to
like
the county.
that.
My wife didn't like them, but you know. Can't please everyone, I guess.
So now you don't have to do this.
Well, I'm gonna need bifocals one of these days.
We didn't get five.
No, they're not bifocals. I just take my glasses off to look at the phone.
So county attorney's here.
Oh, what? Yeah. The Zoom world didn't know, need to know about my glasses.
But they do.
There'll be a complaint. We're
Well,
still in public
okay.
comment.
State legislature's busy, 4,000 bills gonna be proposed, I guess, I mean.
No,
They're gonna
hey,
be
hey, we're still in public comment.
You know,
4,000, is that
four-
normal or is that
I
high?
think that's way high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real.
everyone has their pet product, but there's some good ones coming, I mean. These ones with CPT, I think are good. So I'm gonna go testify when I can on one of those. So,
Any other public comment?
Mark,
I'm gonna go on and read that Missoulian article. I think it's on you.
Yeah, the
You
link's
said-
in the email and I forwarded you the email. And I'm sorry those posted upside, it, when my printer prints from the articles, and it does, sometimes it'll do front and backs of pages, it prints the second page upside down. I don't know.
Oh.
Read it.
It's tricky on the website, I'm figuring it out.
Nice. Lena was saying that.
one is upside down.
It was kind of confusing on the posted correspondence.
Tough to do this, but- Being so, is there any other public comment? Being none, we're going into a closed session, personal matter, 9:15, now we'll close. All right, we're gonna jump back, we're gonna jump to the Brandon Paris dam tenders and we'll go back to you. Paul Talon just walked in. So, all right, we'll go into the Brandon Parrot Dam Tenders Report, Georgetown Lake Outflow Review and Decision. We got stuff in the new book.
It's right here, it was flipping around.
All right, it's 6428.03, 1764. And last week it was 6427.99, 18.12. So we come up somewhat, 10 CFs that were left now. My reading into it, it looks like we're sitting at 13 coming in. Right, 13 or 14.
I read in the FWP, there's basically 9 is coming in, and I'll tell you what. I was talking to an interviewer, and he's pretty upset that we're letting out water now and we're not gaining in that, you know, get a full pool. And he knows the snow situation. He totally agreed with what I told you guys before, that the water moisture is not in there. And I just saw where yesterday it comes out where we only have 88% of the moisture content of normal moisture content in the snow. Okay, so that's not good. And we're still going into a dry period up until at least next week. And I'd say it's gonna be down by 75% of moisture content, it's my own opinion. But anyway, this irrigator, he knows and he totally agrees with me, and we should be building, that should be our main concern, is to get full pool in that lake.
I think
Because
it is.
everybody depends on it. Not just the power guys, I mean, even they would depend on it. I mean, so what if we don't get full pool? What if this goes into, you know, those storms coming into the west coast, get shut off? And we have a blocking high right now, and we're not getting that moisture. And we should be getting that moisture. And if, say, so that shuts off, and then we go into a dry period, and that lake does not fill.
The only thing that I'd say is that, talking to Brad Lehrman yesterday, he called me. They're back to the, you know, the 10 CF, lesser of 10 CFS or inflows, and so if the inflows are above 10 CFS, they're back saying need a variant, you know, a consent on that to lower it. So you can go to 6 with higher inflows, but we're gonna need Fish and Game's consent, which I think it's a little different, change of strategy, because before they were, earlier this fall, they were wanting to go low, and now they're wanting to keep it up at 10, so I don't know what changed
Is that
there.
what he said? So I didn't read what.
Yeah.
What was written, I didn't read
That's
Well,
what.
yeah, that's,
One of the frustrating things that again pisses me off is that he calls Blaine on Monday. He knows we're in Tuesdays. And this is just going over our heads and going behind us instead of he could be explaining, you know, he should be on right now. I'm not.
I agree, the communication needs to be better with you guys,
Before.
yeah, because you guys, the latest you guys were hearing from them, it was
We should be
the 6
talking.
CFS they were asking, or even under that.
It's
and-
not that you don't know what's going on, but he should be
Yeah.
talking to us and we would send him and told him, I've read your emails on, you need to get a hold of the commission.
And we had that conference call with him and the other guys, and we talked about the
Yeah, it'd be nice if he was on right now, because I didn't read it like that. I thought he'd want to go down lower, but we're down to 6.
That's why.
Yeah.
We got 9 coming in.
well,
Or
I'm implying that because he goes, you guys really needed a variant, or, you know, you needed a consent to go down to 6 because inflows are above. So he might not have been saying, he might have been saying, oh, we would have gave consent,
See, and that's
but
what-
so I might have misinterpreted what he was saying, but if, it just shows you that they're looking at the inflows pretty, and you guys last week looked at what the inflows were, and you guys are basing your decisions on that, and talking to Paul, so
Don't get me wrong either way, I'm
yeah.
not saying
Oh,
anything about
I-
doing that,
I
I just,
agree.
it's just like there, I thought he was wanting to stay at 10. Now it's what, you know, and I'm like, well, maybe you don't. So see, go ahead.
I just have a question. Looking at that gauge, and I went back and I looked at it. Starting the 24th when it went back down to 6. And there was no fluctuation, if it came up, it came up 0.01, and what's that? How many,
Yeah, but we had a cold snap too. and-
but there was no change.
Yeah.
When it was at
it's not going up
6.
6.
0.01 was the difference. I went day to day to day from the 24th until the last thing, and the 0.01, I want to know what that is. What is that? That
You're going from day to day, you just see what the changes are, like from 03 to 02.
and the only difference, the big was 0.01 was the difference. Between all those days, 0.01.
in elevation.
Yeah,
See, I don't see.
it's on when I went online or on the
Oh.
thing.
Oh,
See, when you go, I'll show you. I can show you. You go and you take your little graph
no.
and you just arrow over, let's see, over here. So we have it. And then put, okay, 30 days. Then you can take your little thing, see it moving? And you could, I went starting on the 23rd, and I watched. And the only difference was 0.01. It didn't,
Cause there's a fluctuation of up and down through the whole.
well,
system,
yeah, but
right?
what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
it didn't make any difference. The difference was 0.01. What is that? Is that a big difference or what? Is all I'm asking, 'cause I don't understand.
An 01, if it's higher, yes, that's a big difference, it's in our actual gate.
So
Mine.
0.01 up or
Yeah.
0.01 down
We want to go up.
through the whole
Yeah.
week long thing. Is that major? Being at 6. It didn't come up.
I don't know what the formula is, but I've been tracking.
You don't know what my
And we-
point is.
I don't know what.
The formula.
My point is that it
No,
didn't
he said-
change.
He said your formula, he was
Oh.
on formula.
So it looks like they said average inputs in December were 16.62 CFS, is that, am I reading that right?
What's that?
6.62 were the average inflows in December,
16.62.
so that means you have to keep it at 10 or get consent to lower it. Is what they're saying, I'm not sure what their position is on
That's.
going below 10.
They're telling us what we have to do on that, but they're not talking to us, and we're trying to figure out. And said when it goes up, the inches go down.
Well, okay, so what you're requesting, instead of notifying our county attorney what's going on, is that they need to come on and tell us that you need permission to be at 06.
Yeah, we could be talking to them right now.
And that's why I said that every time, once again, they don't hear from, them. Again, yesterday, they hear from when they know we're not in. I mean, that frustrates me so bad because they're throwing a great big conflict into this, saying you don't have us thinking what's what, and then, but yet they're not on to explain what there's 3 of them now, or 4, and not one of them can get on.
Okay, so we can't, you've made that comment several times and it's
I
going
know, don't go anywhere.
in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, they sat right here.
What I would just say is,
Write a letter to the governor.
No, I'm not, I don't know, cause it. Then when it comes down and then if we're over or under, and then all of a sudden then they come in and then they got to get everybody worked out too. Instead of going along with us and all of us trying to work together to make this work. And all of a sudden then they go and start talking during speak and then next thing you know, here we have a big conflict again.
So knowing the fact that we have to get permission to put it down to 6 if the inflows are higher.
See, that's what he's saying. Now, is that true though? Like, does that go through that first line?
yeah, that's consistent with the FERC order, and though sometimes it may take you guys a week or so to figure out what the actual inflows are, so there's got to be a little bit of latitude there, but even if you did an email to you guys Tuesday mornings saying what their position is would be.
It's just ask, just that
Yeah.
communication, because they stir a lot of it, you know, they want this and then the oxygen level and all that, he brings that up, you know, British and stuff, and then, but. I mean, here it is, he talked about it yesterday, now we get trying to figure out what he's saying. But I thought he meant leave it at camp.
That's the way I interpreted it, he was saying too, unless they have their consent.
He said the inflows were at 9.
Well, what, you know, but yet they.
So why would he
Well,
leave it at 10 if the inflow's at 9? So we're losing, so he knows we're losing water,
yeah,
and I know that they don't want us. Bring it down. What the hell's going on, you know?
I think one thing he's saying 9, 10, I think he's lumping that together, I don't think he's making a distinction there, but
Well,
again, I'm interpreting what he's saying.
16.
Yeah,
It's proven that it's coming at 16.
No, I don't.
well,
I don't believe
it's good evidence, it's what a court would
Yeah,
go
yeah.
with, but yeah, I'm not telling you have to believe it there, because it didn't go.
No, if it was coming in, it'd be still rising.
Well, we did rise, and I'm not arguing with you, I didn't.
but you are. No.
I am. Yes, I am. a good argument. I mean, I'm for filling it. I just, you know. I guess I entertain a motion. I mean, we can sit here and talk about it, not getting with us and that. I'm not just beating your head against the rock or anything. So I'd entertain a motion, see what you guys think you want to do, or leave it at 10 for another week and maybe they'll get on and we gained a little bit.
Well, I'll make a motion, we're gonna six, because if we have to get permission to do it, and. Because our main concern, like I said before, should be filling that lake right now, and. I don't think, I mean. We're gonna be in deep trouble if that lake doesn't fill. And it depends on the spring rain.
And I'm scared with what's coming up this whole next week and that. I mean, we're gonna get a little moisture because we're gonna melt what we have, but once that's done, we haven't seen it. Right? We're agreeing. Oh, state your name and after the record.
I'm Paul Talent. I work for Hydrodynamics. I think Todd is probably the most educated on this entire subject. If you read this report, you should leave it alone and read the model forecast at the bottom. He doesn't see any problem even running at 65% of normal inflows of reaching full flow on a 30-day on his model forecast. And this is done every 30 days.
But he also says that it depends on if it's gonna fill. He said it might get to full level. But it depends on the spring rain. And that is including spring rains and the runoff low. They coincide
And the moisture content is normal in the Peterson.
88%.
30, but the water content and everything is on the 30-year average, it's right on target with the 30-year average.
The age,
He kind of goes back, you know, I mean, he's saying even at only 65% inflows, maintaining 10 CFs outflow, we should see the lake reach nearly full pool, again, depending on spring runoff.
yeah,
So I mean,
nearly full
He
pool.
said one thing and
It's all a best guess, really.
That's what I'm telling you. It's gonna depend on the spring runoff, and we're at 17, almost 18 inches low now. And next week is gonna be the middle of January.
I need a calendar update.
I know, she told me she would get one to me if they come in.
One thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't reduce it until we get the consent, but you can always, you can ask for
I
it.
would agree on the motion. So
I
I
don't
don't
think there
second
was
it.
one out.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he made-
Oh,
Yeah, I made a motion.
Sorry.
So you can call for a second, and
Not to go back to 6.
Back to 6 and get concurrent with the other people, and that's my motion. If you guys do what you want. And blame me this spring.
You will remember this date,
Yeah.
circle our
I
calendar.
wrote it down.
Well, second,
No. I make a motion to stay at 10. Simply because we'd have to get permission to lower it anyway. And the water is rising. And I think if your irrigator wants to come on to Zoom or give us a phone call and give us legitimate reasons why with proof to back it, then could be considered and we could ask permission to lower it on the fact that we're not gonna get it.
Oh, yeah, do what you want, like I said. We were at 6 all last year,
I know, it probably shouldn't have been.
and we never did ask him, or he never told us how much
Right.
difference the money would be between 6
Well,
and 10.
we didn't know that.
We
and
still don't know.
We're not basing that on that now. It's,
well, that was just brought up in one of the.
We just want to know, what, you know, if we're fighting over.
Yeah.
We will make their money at 10. And that's one reason why I asked, well, what do we make? You know.
But also-
Yeah.
too, having it higher is safer on the equipment than having it too low.
During
During a cold.
Cold, during cold spell.
yeah, now we're gonna be up in the 40s.
I don't know if we ever got anything in writing on that consent, but it was, the consent was implied, because there was no. They were, but
I think we need to fill it. I'm definitely for that. I'm worried with it, all this warm weather coming up. I'm gonna have to second Chuck. Everybody's gonna get it just by where I've been driving up in the woods and that, you can drive so much further and that, it's not against Point Creek or none, but I mean, if we don't get it forward.
And that's what this person said, this person,
How come this person doesn't want to be known?
A lot of it don't. They always do
he
that.
didn't say that. I did this conversation with him, I'm like.
Do we have to?
Anyway, he goes on the mountain a lot.
We don't have to get permission.
oh, for 6, yeah, we need the consent of,
That's what I'm saying, if they will go through, I'll second the motion on there, saying of it.
stays at 10 if they don't consent, right?
Oh, any public comment on this or any more?
Elena.
Go ahead.
Thank you. 2 comments. One,
Please.
one is that somebody did come on earlier, briefly, on remote. And I guess all the mics were muted, and so they left. I just wanted you to know, could have been one of them, whoever them are. The other thing is, you're referencing to the report. Well, there's 2 reports, one from Brandon Harrod and the other one is from Todd Blythe. Which one are you referring to? Because it's hard for anybody watching to understand which report you're referring to. And maybe, if just a suggestion, if you actually put it on the agenda and an agenda item that you would like somebody to explain the graft, that would be really helpful. Just to suggest, just
Report, when the county attorney who brought up Todd White, and we explained all that, what piece of information we were talking about. Not the
thank
one
you.
that-
I wasn't finished talking, but that's okay. Thank you. Another,
Heard it all. You do everything right, Wayne. You even said it, Todd White. He said Todd White. Why she?
Anyway,
Anyway,
I,
Alright, motion carried and passed.
I didn't say I.
Are you dissenting?
Consent.
Are you
They-
dissenting? Okay.
Alright, now we'll go back to. Weekly report with road and bridge superintendent Paul, solid waste weekly report.
Oh, once again, you want me to email the group, the agency groups and on the request for the modification, temporary modification? Okay, thanks.
So it stays in 10 until we get permission to put it at 6.
Correct.
That's correct.
Correct, that's
Okay, all right, okay.
get a headache yet?
yes, it's a bad one.
Yeah, I know, I feel.
What's the matter? I'm missing something.
I miss-
So. Everything's really good.
Not really.
Uh,
One comment I wrote was Paul yesterday, we went and looked at a couple of them, went out and looked at the gravel pit. I rode up there with him, so if somebody seen, yeah, I was with him driving around looking at stuff.
I think it's okay, isn't it?
I guess, no, that,
From us.
you know, but, he's gonna bring a comment up about something, I'll just let him do it.
One thing out of the gravel pit, we're having a hell of a time to rip on it. And we need to bring a cat in.
The grader is not doing it, we're gonna ruin our grader, it's just.
You know, we don't wanna do that.
No. And I talked to Bob. And he is willing to go up, move in there. Rip it, so we can get it filled up, so we can get crushing. And Obviously, I need your guys' okay to do
We
that.
don't have that bid thing back there.
Back out, no, but we could modify or. I've got- If we
Who,
need
who
to-
was the lowest, last year?
He was the only one that.
Yeah. He's the existing one to get a new agreement, yeah, they consider he hasn't.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cause we're gonna ruin our grader. He can't really, to explain it, he can't really see what, and it goes down through the front, well, it's pushing ass into the grader up, so then.
Not that too slow.
So what does Bob have that can get the job done?
A cat, D7 cat, those are what the ripper on.
Okay,
And then,
maybe he had comb, sorry. Thank you.
so we got that, we're all good with that, get him out there. Okay, and then. Other than that, that's about it for. I got a hold of Brian, I'm doing a report on our production report. When we start, how long we're gonna be
Ryan's,
Oh, the guy that,
for the state.
he and our guy.
Okay.
He's in Curl, he's our boss on
On the gravel pit.
it. Yeah, Brian Robbins.
Oh.
He's good with it.
So I'm gonna put that out on the deal that. Like for 6 months. That way it's just one report for 6 months, we certainly should be out of there within 2. Easy enough, but we wanna have time instead of doing a couple of them, so I'm just gonna do one and have it extended. And that's about it, other than that, just sanding some roads and. Roads are pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't had, there's just a couple people called about ice. I rode out there with him to Eva. That road's fine, it's perfect.
What
Then we
road?
gotta put a, Powder River gates in where we're gonna cross.
That was a thing.
We'll do that.
What's that?
That was supposed to have been done a long time ago. We knew about it, but we never ever was gonna do anything, and once we opened that up, they have to have Powder River gates.
Yeah, they didn't need to be put in until,
So what are these reports to Brian? What are they?
not just progress report on. How many yards we plan on taking out, how long we think it's gonna take,
So if we have the gravel stacked up there, do we have to keep doing those or?
no.
No, it's just to make.
When we crush again, we would have to do another, it's just an operations.
He just likes to know and how long it thinks will be there up there. Just so he has a paper trail to,
right,
so.
And on the dump, unless you guys got something else for the road. I'm working with Barry over there, he's the. Developing engineer at Deer Dodge Dump. And so we're trying to get. They're trying to figure out how many yards we get, all our paperwork is all by the ton. And so Vicky's getting some other papers, then I'll put them together for them so they can break it down how many trips, and then we can figure out the yardage off the trip. Because we know how big the containers are. And he's gonna come over. Wants to meet with me. Maybe in a few weeks or whatever, he wants to go to the dump sites and see what we've got. And,
so how come we never heard anything, did he say why we never heard anything from the commission, or when we,
they're trying to figure it out.
okay, so that's what they're doing,
Yeah,
So-
And he's the superintendent of it, so he's kind of taking it, and then he'll take it to them, and then they'll probably
Have they talked to him or just you talked to him?
no, they've talked to him as well, and they just can't figure it out. There's no way to figure it out by the ton, if you don't know, you gotta know how many trips it is, so we can figure it out by volume per container, and. And then they'll figure that out, and. One thing, they wanted our pricing and stuff, and I'm not gonna give that to them, because why would you do that,
no,
and we'll fight against ourselves.
you know?
yeah, no, that's, they would have to give us what they
Exactly.
not, okay, we're gonna look at this, we'll drop a couple cents. and
25
raise it.
cents.
25 cents.
No,
So,
but anyway, so that's kind of where we are on that.
Okay.
So that would be one step, right? And then we'd have to, one step answer that, yes, possibly they could do this for us.
Yeah,
Then we'd have to go in and do the rest of the research on what it's gonna cost us.
exactly what you
Yeah.
were talking about.
Yeah.
having.
They'll get, once we get these numbers to them, they'll give you guys a price. The commission will
Right.
give you guys a price on what it costs. And then. The next whole thing is what does it cost to do it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
One
kind of where we're
step.
at.
And
One baby step.
and on the solid waste, have you heard any more from Rick White?
No, but I'm going to see him today.
He's working on that backhoe. We need to get, he's got the parts, but he had some family emergencies come up, but. We need to try to get that done so we don't have to pay another month.
He's doing as quick as he can. He just,
Yeah. Yeah, so I just I pass that on to everybody. Other than that, I don't know nothing. Everything looks good. You guys are doing good.
The junk vehicle thing we worked on last week, we don't know what to do with it.
What is it?
The junk
back
vehicle
in, yeah.
job description. So I called lots of counties, most of them envelop it into road and bridge or into solid waste. I found no county that just has it as its own. The closest county that does is Missoula County. It kind of ties it into their environmental person, which is kind of where I got most of the language for the draft job description I drafted, and I highlighted some of the stuff in there because I'm not really certain if that even pertains. And I talked to Paul because I don't really know how this would group in. When I went through the compensable factors, it still is at a 5 on our matrix, but that does put that below minimum wage for Montana right now. That is all the information I have, and the rest is to you.
So you came up with 5, is all you came up with all
I
these
did.
job descriptions?
I did come up with a
No,
5.
it was just I don't want to say names on it.
Yeah, I came up with a 5. The ones highlighted, I think if the ones highlighted were left in there, it may be higher, but I don't know that those pertain to it. That's why I highlighted.
No way would qualify, so. God.
And,
right, that's that green can right there.
yeah. But that's where I got it, but either way, I mean, a 5 is also below minimum
Do we
wage.
even have a 5?
It says a 5 in our book,
I don't
and
think anybody's a 5.
this is a 5 in our book.
I know, but I don't think we even have anybody that
No, I
is
don't,
a 5,
no, I don't think
But
so,
what it
but
qualifies
that's
as,
my,
is a 5.
is a
Yeah.
5.
that's why you're not gonna find, well, there's a couple. people.
Which is my question, like, I don't know how you guys wanna handle it, which is, I mean, I found other counties typically roll it into their road and bridge, but I also know our road and bridge workers are union, and if we were to ever change and roll that in, I think that has to go through the, excuse me,
Yeah,
through the
it would.
union. So, that's kind of what I found, and the rest is for you.
It's-
It sounds like just a big extra babysitting job for me.
Yeah, that's kind of what we
You
talked
could-
about
Someone that
too.
just phrase
Mhm.
number 1.
What's that?
So it sounds like a big extra
So,
babysitting
we
job
just
for me.
throw it in the job description?
Yeah, we talked about that too, that this person.
For him to go out and spray numbers on junk vehicles?
Goes by him anyways out there, and then he gets the $360.
Oh, come on. No.
That's what we were doing before, so I mean, either way, we're gonna pay somebody.
They're gonna, they need, just need to find somebody, whatever, but they're not gonna do it for under minimum wage, for God's sake. I couldn't imagine that.
I don't think we ever even got mileage half the time.
So how often do they have to do something?
Well, I called one month ago, one, and then like 2 months before that, I don't know when Iron Board for this, but they have, I mean, you can go back and look, it's.
It's limited, and
So
It is
this-
limited, it kind of seems like
this person
summer's
is
more.
Going out and spraying numbers on.
Well, they guys will look at them and notify, and then take the VIN number off and then spray a number on, because then that way the state gets that VIN number, and then we get $100 from the state.
They gotta find them, you know. And it's-
They go out and look for them, or?
They're called in.
yeah,
They call them junk vehicle, but I'm gonna say how many junk vehicles we collect, maybe 10. So you think that constitutes a monthly wage of 360 for 10 vehicles being tagged?
No, I don't know if it does or it doesn't, but if we're gonna be in that state program, it's. We gotta hire
mean, this is,
Or do you pay a guy that goes and just every time you get one and then there's, I don't know how that.
You have a tough time getting anyone applying for it, I think, unless you got a, yeah.
Well, God,
Decent
he
wage.
must have did it for 20 years,
yeah, easy, no, we did it longer than that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did it for.
And there were months and months and months that there was no vehicle and he still got. Paid every month.
yeah, you just never know, I mean, you might have,
But how do you?
that's anybody's guess.
How do you
Yeah.
keep somebody, or I mean, how do you justify, I guess, that's the thing, is it
Well,
worth it or is it not? Do we quit doing the state thing and then how do we get rid of the junk?
Well, I'm not saying that, I'm saying that
No,
you wanted to throw it into Paul's job.
I just sort of, I just, I don't know if we're, I guess we got somebody that might apply.
But what, the only thing I'm saying, sorry, is that throwing it into your job description doesn't constitute an extra $360 a month when maybe there's one junk vehicle.
True.
Every 6 months.
Cause we don't know what we're gonna get. Now we both missed, you know, I already had 2 more calls on Friday. I have a DNRC that I call on the trailer.
residential trailer or, oh,
And you said, no way, Jose,
I'm like. I said, oh,
sorry,
no,
don't even cry.
so I don't, I guess we could table this a little bit more and think about it. 'Cause now that we got this in front of us, it gives us a little more to look at and let's just pay one. That all right, guys?
Well, so the only thing, if you wanna table it, I'm just saying that Speed never did any of this.
Did you see
None of
the
it.
original? Did you see, I have the original on there too. The original is this one that was in my stuff.
Is this the original?
Yeah,
are there any other part-time employees that you could tie it with?
Where they could get paid to go and paint a number on the vehicle,
Yeah.
okay, you get an hour. Or half.
I'm just thinking of an existing part-time employee, like, is there like a weed crew, is there any part-time people or no?
I think they're all, once they're done then until the season
It's-
starts.
It's seasonal,
We
it's
did have
seasonal.
one person that wanted the position,
They get paid, right?
yeah,
I don't know, I just think, I don't know what to do, I know, you know, at one time when see, and then. At one time when the scrap was up, it was a lot different. You know, and that's why we don't have a deal, they both all their own.
That's-
Now it's just that the pain in the butt, so they want rid of it. Kind of like the abandoned rigs on the highway, I go out and get them for their MHP and I don't get none. And then if you can sell them for junk, they're junk for far down, I mean, none of it, hey, I'll tell you that. One of these cleanup wheels and.
Let's table it. I wanna think.
Huh?
I wanna think about it.
Let's just table it. Any public comment on this?
what, before you table
Well,
it?
Blanche, go ahead.
Does there have to be a person to do it, or can it be called in and then we tell the road crew that, hey, we've got a junk vehicle?
That doesn't work very good.
Huh?
That doesn't work too good because they're out somewhere.
Well, I know, but all you have to do is paint it and then get it when you can.
But I mean, you're pulling them off of their job to go paint it, so is that that's costing money too.
We don't wanna have to take a loader down or a trailer down,
And
So that's why you quit doing it,
yeah.
because you didn't want to.
Well, because it's not.
It's only a few, what kind of deputy do? Just have them go by and
You'd have to go through the sheriff and see what that.
Could ask him.
is.
So before you
cruise
leave
around
today,
anyway.
would you go paint a vehicle?
You'd have
Good
to
idea.
compensate the deputy if he does it, or they're gonna say, well, you're sending me out. Well, I know they're.
Oh, no, I was talking about it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
But if it's part of the
No, I won't.
sheriff would have to agree to it, but maybe you would.
Some of them you have to get hazard pay because of the dogs.
Some of them you don't get in them and you need to have a message on.
Okay, sorry, you can go to the table.
Yeah, let's table it.
table it and somebody could ask the sheriff.
Yeah, okay, we'll get more information on. it.
Okay,
All right.
for your 1040 item, Loretta Wizzy is on Zoom now. I know you're
We'll
kind of
jump
jumping
ahead
around
to
today.
that since she's on.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Paul.
You bet, see ya.
Yeah.
So we're gonna we're jumping ahead of the two resolutions and going into Loretta sorry, Big Sky Buds request for letter from commission to explain county's business license rules for operating out of town limits. Discussion decision. You on, Loretta?
Azure. Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's Big Sky Herbals and Edibles. Big Sky Buds is my email address.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just. read
Nope. It actually became an issue with the Missoula city. They were sending stuff to the wrong place.
Hate to have your buds go to the wrong place.
Yeah, well, they're emails.
Outside of Drummond, 2 miles, whatever, and on the left-hand side there. Palin's Pond is called. That's.
So is this a yearly thing that has to be done?
Yes, according to the state it is, and I was actually, when I talked to them next time, and I was actually, I've got a hearing on the 19th. I was gonna talk to their council that if something like Granite County, can't have an open-ended date so we don't have to do this every year, or unless otherwise notified from you guys. I don't know, but yeah, I'm in my renewal period again every
Yeah.
year.
The county could state something like, this is the way it is ongoing, and we will inform you if this changes, so we don't have. to-
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't want to take up a lot of your time. I mean, we've been in the building 12 years doing it there at the old Good Time Camping. You know, we took the house or the showers and just made it into a grow building, and my brother started it in 2008. And this year I'm not going to be renewing my extraction license there, so it will only be my grow. I'm going to work with somebody here in Missoula on my extractions and my edibles.
I guess I entertain a motion and go through my bud, what's it called?
Big Sky Herbals and Edibles.
I make a motion that we give a letter of recommendation for Big Sky edibles and
Herbals and onions. Not a recommendation, but a letter clarifying that
we're okay.
Granite County's not regulating, it's, the State Department of Revenue.
Okay. What Blaine said.
Yeah, I've got my building inspection and my fire inspection all getting scheduled again. So we're all in compliance.
When you get that stuff, do we make sure we, send that to us too? I don't know if we need it, but that way it's just, that way we have paper trail and all this stuff. Please.
Yeah, I can, when it all gets finalized, and I've left them a couple messages, so I don't know when it's gonna get scheduled, but I'll be glad to email Billy my fire inspection and building inspection when I get all that done.
Well, that's just so that we know,
Yeah.
that's it. We appreciate it. So, do I have a second? Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
It's done. We'll get it out.
All right, well, you guys drive safe out there and stay warm. Thank
too.
you.
Have a good day.
Don't lose your butt.
Yeah. I'll be careful. All right.
I'd say just that same letter, let's say,
All right, thank you. Goodbye.
It's all, I printed, I can show you.
Did you shut her off? Or did she shut?
I gave it.
I didn't look at her.
I gave you the letter.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I give her that, sorry.
This is what I have on my.
Okay, so we're gonna jump back to the 2023-1 resolution setting regular commission board meeting dates and courthouse hours for calendar year, second reading and adoption. Go ahead. I had one comment on asking that we please leave the courthouse open during lunch hour. There was a person that worked there, I don't know if they state their name or they need to state the name. Yeah,
I guess if they. Yeah, I mean, I think if they told you, then it's public. Knowledge, yeah.
What did we hear back from your little monkey survey?
So my silly little survey monkey survey, tricked me and only gave me the first 10 results without paying for a year subscription, even though they said they would give me a free survey. And, so the first 10 results were split too, obviously. So I went around and I talked to some of the different offices. And kind of seemed like the clerk and recorder's office seems pretty open to having it open during the lunch hour. The treasurer's office didn't really seem to mind either way when I went in and talked to them. District court, it kind of sounds like they get in a pinch when one of them is gone because then they're stuck here all day. But they didn't really give me a yay or nay. So it was really a mixed bag.
and oops, sorry, Julie.
No, that's all I have.
I asked around a few people, just public people, and man, I've had a lot of good comments. Say, thank you that it's open, because it's my opinion, I just leave it as is, leave it open. People can come, just like Chuck said last week, there's people on lunch hour, run up here and grab their license. I think it's a benefit to the county, and there's some people that don't want it. It's my opinion, I think you better leave it open. Because now it's finally gotten out to where people know this.
I agree.
And then when we discussed that for our annual like Christmas party, it's something that as long as dance notice
Yes.
to the public,
Yeah.
that we could close our
I
doors
think
so
that's
that
awesome.
everyone could join. The
I think
lunch.
Put it in
that's
the
awesome.
paper, on the
It's a-
website.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree. So,
So you made the motion to keep it the same or to approve this?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve, whichever one you want,
2023-1,
2023-1.
I'll second it.
any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're motion carried back. We'll jump to 2023-2, county resolution establishing mileage, lodging and per diem rate for business travel for calendar year 23.
so I changed it to comply with what you talked about last week, the 8, 12 and 18, is that what it is?
Yeah. And then with the mileage, I see where you,
Yeah.
where, rates established under 503,
So,
18503, and I think when we discussed the possibility, when we looked at where the statute says if there is a
vehicle,
vehicle available and they choose not to take that vehicle,
you can give
I
them
think
less,
we need to set policy or maybe get it on the agenda to set policy to adhere by that and then look into the possibility of improving what vehicles we have for the courthouse.
yeah, I think if you're gonna,
Rig that's more. Yeah.
cause I think if you're gonna. Do that lesser amount with it offered, I think a better vehicle should be offered,
yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
And the auditor did say that there would be a savings with getting, you might as well get a decent vehicle. And then I was kind of looking at it, the difference between the mileage if you chose to take your own vehicle when there was another one available, and it actually would save hundreds of dollars.
Okay.
Just so you know,
So what's the motion? Sorry.
to accept 20, I make a motion, we accept 2023-2. The second reading.
I second.
Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye, motion carried back. Now we'll go to resolution 2023-3. The establishing the daily rate of credit for incarceration in the states, that's there, so we're kind of stuck at what Scott gets given.
Yeah.
And we always
states,
have that, they kind of dictate it.
Yeah,
I'd entertain the motion.
I make a motion that we accept resolution 2023-3, establishing the daily rate. And daily rate of credit for incarceration.
I second it.
Public comment? Being none, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried back.
you're signing
Alright,
all
so-
those,
Jump
Yeah.
in, we got 10 minutes.
mind signing all
Yeah.
those,
We're caught up. Whoops, sorry,
mind signing all
Signing
those.
the resolution.
I wrote on them because I write notes. Somebody, can I use somebody else's? I
Chuck
write
has
notes.
Chuck, do you want to start signing in the
And
back?
another reason I got scribbling.
And then I'll go to Blaine.
Which one?
All of them?
All of them? Oh. Okay,
Yeah,
why are you writing on?
I was, had them turned over and I write notes when they were talking. about it.
Oh. He signed 3. I'll sign 3. He signed.
I just started him,
That's just,
This is
he's
one.
running with them from down there.
Huh?
He's bringing them all from down there.
Oh, okay.
Assembly line, you guys are efficient.
That's how quickly you guys caught that up.
Don't know how to run a meeting, man, but.
Here's the.
Thanks. Okay, so the next one is, Brandon.
Oh, wait, that's not it. We have to
Yeah.
go back to this one. The
Yeah,
FAA year.
that's what I got right here. All right, we're gonna jump back now to 10:10 a.m. FAA year-end financial reporting. SF 425 discussion decision. You have it here in your packet. It's a federal financial report. And it comes from Federal Aviation Administration's. And did Chuck or Mr.
KLJ sent that over, the engineering firm that's handling that grant,
Okay, and then.
and that's the reporting
Mr.
for the grant.
Volker.
I will make sure he gets a copy.
So I'd entertain a motion on the federal.
So
financial
the
report.
unobligated balance of federal funds, 24,150. Does that mean,
I think that's what's left in the grant.
that's what's left that we haven't expended yet, and they're unobligated?
I believe
So
so.
then what happens to those funds?
I can reach out to Candy and find out.
What happens?
Well, I thought that someone that, I thought he explained that if they didn't get news or, they put a price on there, but if they didn't,
So it was sent back,
it was sent back.
so we have,
They threw a quote out. Remember, we asked them, we need to know what you're spending and what, because we kept getting all them bills. And then we said that. He said something about they quoted high, because then if they didn't, at least, they had it this way, what they don't go back. The way I understood it.
so this report, we have. The total federal share was 258,850. It has been expended. So we've only expended what? 283, and there is 24,150 left over. That go back to,
Unless there's some other study that come up, or if they're gonna use it, I thought they said.
Or if there's a final.
There was so much they were talking about on that grant, that, they had to do this, we was qualified to do that. Remember, it was a. Yeah.
I thought they were gonna use most of it, yeah,
And
what they
did
taught,
get
asking
under
them.
bid, They
Yeah.
went high and then,
so are they done? Is it complete?
I don't know if it's
I don't know that
completed,
it
they
is.
were gonna come in, remember, when they did get it complete, Cal was coming in to tell us, last time they were in here, they had a little ways to go, cause there was different stuff and different ground. And then when they got that all cleared up, they're coming back.
I thought it was supposed to be done last year. 2022.
I kind of.
Yeah, I think we'd ask them, they said there was some stuff that was gonna trickle over, but probably need them, I'd get them on the agenda here, but.
Maybe we can get them on like in 2 weeks, I give them a little
Yep,
time to
I'll
have
read
stuff ready and. Instead of making a decision and approving this until they get here, I guess maybe we could wait. Cause if we say that, yeah, this and then it goes back, then we can come up with 25.
Well, this is reporting 9/30/2022, so they haven't done anything since then, so maybe it's complete then, is that what?
Well, that's maybe
We
that's what
better
I'm saying.
find out.
Yeah,
Get them on in 2 weeks, and then that way it gives them more time, and then that way we don't make a decision, okay, it's completed, and then it's not, and it doesn't. So I think we'll just put this on, so in 2 weeks. that they
We
come
can
in and
discuss it.
report, that gives them more time to do. Is that
Perfect.
So
okay?
what this is saying is that it's the obligations have been met, right? And there is a balance left over, unobligated balance left over.
And I guess that's what I was gonna ask them, is if that balance is left over, can they use it on the study of them bathroom stuff, or is this something different? Cause they were talking about trying to get some money to, yeah, put a bathroom out there and. it's going to happen. I don't know, I guess thinking 2 weeks would be.
Just so I understand, this is the report. And this report is from the period end date of 9/30/2022. And there is an unobligated balance of federal funds that we don't know what we're supposed to do with.
Whether it goes back, cause they put it as cap.
What is our decision supposed to be? Are we supposed to accept this report and that's all we have to do, and then
Oh,
we won't? The 24,150 we don't have, right? Because we don't have to submit it because they're done. Is that correct?
I know that grant is like a reimbursement grant, like we get the invoices, you guys would sign the invoices requesting for the reimbursements.
And then we get the money.
Yeah, and she had just sent me that saying that's the year-end financial report that they're requesting
I-
So we
signatures on.
need to
Yeah, I think you should
update
accept
it, Surely. about it,
Yeah.
so we don't send this back.
So then we wouldn't ask for this money because we don't have it. And that's what's left over and they'll keep it. Is that correct?
I think
yeah,
Does that make?
like, yeah,
Okay.
my understanding, but I guess we'd get them on in a couple
Yeah.
weeks to confirm it.
So do we still want to make a discussion decision today?
I would just table it then for 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
So that we understand this is the
Yeah.
end and
Where they're at.
yeah,
we don't have to ask for the 24 because they don't need it.
yeah, they can clarify that.
Sounds good. Alrighty, well, it's 11 o'clock. We'll go to the Granite County Airport appointment of discussion decision. We have one, that's it.
Yep, it's just that
And
one.
his name is Michael E. Trump, and he's out of Boulder Creek Road Hall.
we know anything about it.
So he has an aviation background. I can't remember the specifics of his aviation background off the top of my head. He reached out to me over the Christmas break and I connected him with Ernie Folk and they were able to visit for a while about the airport board and the meetings and all of that. And so then he requested
Sounds
it.
like he's got a lot of experience. Chuck.
Yeah.
He's been flying since 16 or something, so.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy when you talk to him on the phone.
And I'll move to appoint Michael E. Thompson to the airport.
I second it.
Public comment?
Elena,
This is on Granite County Airport appointment, Elena.
Thank you. Yes, I read that. I was just wondering, do you interview any of these people?
What's that?
Do you interview any of these people? I mean, it used to be an interview from the commissioners. The person was actually there and there was an interview. Do you do that anymore?
No, we didn't.
He talked to her chairman.
That's why I asked if anybody knew.
Thank you. That's
So,
what Bill-
may I make a comment on
Yeah.
this? This is, we put out for them to, if they want to be on these boards. He sent back an application to be on this board. He's highly interested in it. He gives his, why he wants it. I don't think we actually have to pull him in and interview him. I think if he's interested in the group and they're hard to fill anyway, that I think we can accept it without pulling him in for a special interview.
Yeah, I agree with you, and plus he talked to Ernie, the chairman.
Yeah.
Blaine,
I was just saying, I think, yeah, you want someone that's gonna be able to work with as a team member, and I think Ernie talking to him, I think is the key there.
that answer your question?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to look at the airport agenda to see when the discussion was.
I don't think it was on the agenda, I think it was
No,
Already
because it's a
talking.
commission decision. So usually if I have somebody new that wants to join a board and wants to find out about it, I try to connect them with the chairperson of that board to find out more about it. And then if we have multiple people trying to fill the same seat, you guys have interviewed those people in the past.
Which I think is the best, because it's going through them, so. Any other public comment on this? All in favor?
I,
Aye, motion carried and passed. Thank you for putting it on.
so I know we're almost ready for projected adjournment, but I would like to maybe, if we could get on the agenda to kind of discuss things that we want to spend for that $2 million, maybe to have a little bit on a roundtable and just figure on, we're gonna be having a budget coming up, and ideas that you think we could use some of those funds for. I have some ideas. I think with this vehicle that we may be looking into
Yeah.
for the county to use could be an idea. Can we maybe have it on the agenda just to discuss
And,
things, or would we wait until?
Just discussion.
Just discussion.
but if we're gonna, and we have that discussion, because we have a report on actually what we can spend it on. So we don't get there.
Right.
Yeah, this is broad, this is
Yeah.
broad,
It's discretionary.
Yeah. yeah.
And then we could go through, it. Yeah, I think we should, next.
I can set it in your afternoon next week if you guys want to, just have it separate as a roundtable discussion and your meeting in the morning and the round.
Well, I don't think it's necessary to do it right away because we have plenty of time. It's just
Okay,
for you guys to get ideas.
Bring it up, though, because now we got it in our minds.
Yeah.
We can start getting information.
Yeah.
Maybe when she gets all the information and have a packet for us, then we can put it on the agenda, or get the packet to us so we can read it and then put it on. the
Well, I
agenda.
think with us bringing ideas to the table and just what we can
Yeah.
use it for.
Cause we could ask each and everybody that what it's for, like, road to sheriff, whatever, maybe it's, I'm not sure what all you can say.
Well, I
I know-
think it's anything, can't you?
Yeah, it's discretionary. Also I know that like Georgetown Lake Fire Service areas inquired about it, so I mean, some public safety issues you might want to look at, but
yeah, I think the senior center called me at one point to see if you guys were doing any community projects, and somebody else asked me about some community projects, and I said, you guys haven't announced anything, but if you do, I will reach out.
I'm gonna go on record right now and say how I feel about this money. I think it's sent to the county. I think it's for county purposes. I think that we would use it and look at it and use it before we'd ever decide that we're gonna start shelling it out to interested parties.
And I wanna, maybe that's the wrong way to say it, but if we're gonna do, I wanna give it to something where it's gonna show where something's coming out of it, instead of always paying the engineers or studying and that, I just really have something that we can actually see. What
It's
do
on
we
the
get from
ground.
this when we get the money out? I mean, we never hardly, we hear back once in a great while from people, but they come and then they're gone, we never hear them more. They did some, Dick did, or, yeah, that's my opinion.
Just a
No,
thought.
Good,
Yeah.
thank you.
Awesome.
Alrighty, anything else?
About the elevator, where are we on?
Coming in on the 20.
Slate, Scott Cromwell's coming.
Yep, on the 24th at 10 a.m. We'll be here.
Good. Making some headway getting them here.
Did you hear anything from Scott on the electrician or anything? Cause I just kinda told him, that's your baby.
I just know they were gonna talk to the electrician and the guy who's gonna do the law.
There is another local electrician that has done work for the county. I had his card and I probably forgot to bring it, but
Well, I think they need to start looking a little more.
Yeah.
Cause one guy gets so busy and then we get put to the back. I've
Yeah.
never heard anything from that Jim Lot. On the ambulance shed, I forgot about it again. And I mean, it's been nice weather, but.
Oh.
He was gonna meet with Sam Dennis, so maybe we get to reach out to Sam Dennis and see what he found out. Sam's one that knows where it was. Broke or whatever, so they were gonna take a loader over there and lift him up so he could fix it, so I don't know, we've never.
They
got-
never fixed that?
Well, I don't know, we've never heard nothing back, Paul's left messages, I was with him the one day when he called him up the message. And we haven't heard back, and that's something we need to check on too, maybe get a hold of that Jim Blunt, he's the one that put the heaters in the county jobs and stuff. He's out of Butte.
See, I've got his number.
I guess there are a few things we should back up and make sure, cause I don't want that.
Oh, talked to Chad Lannis about that trailer in Drummond. He said probably this next week. He was gonna meet with
Okay, they
Mr.
need
Grosvenor.
to, on that note, I can stop down there and tell that Bob Drell. To tell his people that are renting from him, don't park your cars and stuff there, cause they're gonna come and start taking it out. Now they got cars parked under the tree there, well, he can't even start until after.
Well, Mr. Grosvenor, a part of the deal was supposed to also meet with Bob Terrell.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see now, and then there have been people going in there, so I was, whatever.
getting into the trailer. So yeah, it's
I mean,
Public
it just
safety
needs-
issue.
He just needs to get going and get it done. That, the cat said, oh, you'll get right on it. Well, now.
he has been down there working, so
Yeah,
hopefully,
looks
we'll get-
good what he's doing for the fire.
yeah.
We have a board of health meeting next week too, so you can get an update from you.
But we just hear the same thing. Well, you know, I told him, so I just, we need to push.
Yeah.
Let's get it cleaned up while the ground's frozen, so we don't tear that ground up and then we'll end up paying for the ground.
Yeah,
Seems like, I guess, that's. So, anything else? Damn good meeting today. Job, guys. Yeah. I did it good. Second,
second,
all in favor? Aye.
Aye.